Let's get to the next clip. This one's called "He Has His Black Belt in Buying Views." That makes sense. So now there's a context to this, and they say that Brandon buys views, and where is that coming from? Somebody that he used to know, somebody that he used to be friends with, and that's Mark Harley. Friends, bitter enemies till the end.
The number somewhere like, oh, I got 1 million views. You always brag, oh, it's almost at 2 million views. No, it's not. It's at 1.6 million views. And also, like, 300 to 400,000 views are paid for. And you know what that does to your channel? I don't know if you know anything about the algorithm and how buying followers and views fucks you up, but it fucked his whole channel, because then the algorithm's like, wait, who's watching this? Like, all these people from Pakistan and Eastern Europe or whatever, like, it doesn't give you any information about who your real viewership is, and they don't watch any of your other stuff. So it's really like, that's what ends up suppressing your channel. So he made this huge mistake just to get to 1 million views so he could have the celebration and see it as like a fuck you to the haters that he got 1 million views. Ooh. And like, record numbers of downvotes. But the thing, here's one little insight is he goes, man, I thought I was going to do theaters after this. And I thought that was going to elevate me to the next level. Like, he was really confused as to why the Gringo Poppy didn't launch him to doing theater tours. And it's like, okay, so why did you take that for granted? And his agents, by the way, were like, it's not ready yet. Don't put out like.
Is that true? Is he buying views? I wouldn't know personally. I don't want to accuse him. That's just all assumed.
But so Triller or Thriller? Triller that did the Jake Paul thing. Did you see the latest on that? Was it really interesting? So they raised $423 million. Mm-hmm. They now have $900,000 in the bank, and they claim bankruptcy.
Yeah, they're a nightmare.
Because they found out that find out how many bots they bought. It was some crazy amount. They bought
the views.
So when they went to raise money, from what I understand,
they're like, look, we
Triller. If you guys don't know, it's like TikTok. It's also like the Zone. They do sometimes fights. One of them was the triangle ring thing. It was kind of weird, but it's an up and coming kind of thing, organization or whatever. It's kind of trying to become a conglomerate. Is that what it's called? Of different things, and it's not doing so, right? So
we have 400 million downloads,
and their investors said, "I'll give you this," and it was all fake. I think they had, they bought 200 million users.
Wow. What they like to do here is, maybe to get more investors or sponsors in, they fake the numbers, the viewers that supposedly they're watching, so they can get those things, right? But then at the end of the day, sponsors are going to be like, yeah, this is not kind of matching up from what we actually saw. So it's not good for you. It's not good for the sponsor.
Right. So they said they had 550, but so few people.
Dude, that's so short-sighted, because when you do that, again, you might get that initial money up front, but then in 6 months, like, hey, dude, we invested whatever it is, 50 million, and we're under the impression you had 550 million viewers. Now we're looking at the hardcore.
You can kind of see, when they start talking about it, Brandon starts to kind of fidget, and he also kind of knows about the subject, which is weird because he doesn't know a lot of things.
Dude, that's so short-sighted, because when you do that, again, you might get that initial money up front.
So could this mean that he has an understanding of what view botting is based around his body? Or it could be because maybe he read an article here or there. Who knows, right?
Core numbers.
Yeah.
There
was an article that said,
because you're not going to get, so when you lie like that, you're not going to get any return. So let's say Coca-Cola's like, holy shit, 550 million users, views, here's $5 million. When they see a fraction of the return, they're going, oh, this can't be, someone's lying here. Because we know if we apply this much money in the budget, we get at minimum this much return. Yeah. You're getting even less than that.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get found out.
I believe they actually I think they filed for bankruptcy, right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Brendan is supposedly view botting, he does I don't know, his views are probably around 30K, right? 40K views. And if he's kind of botting half of those, right, it's harder for the sponsor to kind of see that, because he also has different shows, right? So he could be like, well, I got some of my viewers from this show, from this other show, and maybe he's not view botting all of them. Maybe he's not view botting the Golden Hour. Maybe that's like probably like his most premier show that he can't or he won't do it, because it's probably not like it's not gonna matter, because he has Eric Griffin and he's got Chris D'Elia there, and he's got himself there, so he's able to draw up some viewers. But like in comparison to what Triller did, and they bought like 2 million or something like that viewers, that's a crazy amount of viewers to be view botting. So for Brendan, I would say that the way he does it, if he does do it, it's a lot more safer than what Triller did, which also caused them to go bankrupt.
Because we know if we apply this much money in the budget, we get at minimum this much return.
Yeah.
You're getting even less than that.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, you can't be view botting that amount of that certain amount of viewers and expect to get a good outcome from it. It's not gonna make sense. That you just shouldn't do it. You shouldn't be view botting. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. It ultimately messes you up, because you're not getting genuine viewers, you're not getting genuine responses, and you don't really know who the hell is really watching your show. So don't do it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think he's view botting? Do you think Brandon's view botting? Do you think it's a smart thing to do? I personally don't think so.